Hey guys, we have June favorites today, and this will probably be going up July 4th weekend. So I will link below and list below codes and websites that are having sales that I'm interested in. Maybe you're interested in them. I don't think it's like a huge sale, like a holiday thing necessarily, July 4th. Most people are out and about. I don't know if there's like tons of retail going on, but I'll link below everything that I'm interested in. I already have a running list. It'll be fully updated by the time this video goes up. Okay, so June favorites. So I have a couple palettes I'm going to share with you. I had a low buy in May, so I didn't buy any palettes, but in June, I bought some. There's a good amount that I can do a whole video on it. I'll probably film it early July, and it'll like, I was gonna say it'll be released. I'll upload it later in the month and we can go over all of that. So all that to say, I'm just gonna speak quickly about these palettes. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look of Love in a palette. I got the shade Glowing Beauty. This is one of her face palettes. I've never bought one of these before because I just refuse to buy a face palette, as in like face and eye, that I can't do a full face with. I don't see the point in purchasing something like that if you can't do a full face, right? Because the idea is that you can travel with it and that it's comprehensive enough for you to do your whole face. So this is the first one that I've seen and that I like and felt that I wanted to purchase. I picked it up off of, it was either Call Beauty or Feel Unique, and it was like only like 50 some bucks, which quite good compared to, I think retail it's like 75 here or whatever. Okay, so the bronzer in here is her bronzer from the duos, the highlight and bronzer duos. So this is the darker version of that, and then the face powder is her like airbrush finish powder. So these are like really excellent formulas in this palette. On top of that, the eyeshadows are eyeshadows that I could use easily to create looks. There's a blush in here, there's a highlight. Everything is very cohesive for what I prefer. Like if I were to do everyday makeup. Those are swatches. The top are the eyeshadows, and then the face powder is just so perfect. It blends right into my skin. I love this. I've done a full look a few times already, and I just will dip in the palette every so often for other looks, but full face for me exists here, and I am so happy about it. One of the best purchases I've made so far this year. This is the Patrick Ta palette. I'm probably the 100th person you've seen talk about this in their favorites. A lot of people have talked about this palette. A lot of people love it. A lot of people have it in their favorites. I love this so much. At first, the price, I was quite like, it's like $68. And I was like, it doesn't quite track with the rest of his products as far as pricing goes, but I was like, okay, maybe there's something amazing here. And after I saw just a couple reviews, I was like, yeah, this is for me. So I actually did one of those like Sephora pickup in store. So I got 10% off of it, and then I had a gift card. So I think I only paid like 30, 40 something for this, which good on me. I'm not gonna do swatches or anything just because a lot of people have already talked about this palette. I love it. I reach into it all the time. I have this palette on my eyes today, pretty much. I do have like a purple liner in the waterline, so in case you're like, no. But yes, this is the only eyeshadow palette I used. These two cream shades are so good. If he ever came out with these in a crayon form, I would buy it, absolutely, in these two shades. Absolutely. I would hope he doesn't come out with it in a pot. It's just not my favorite. If this comes out in a crayon, I will buy them. I'll buy all the colors that I want. The formula is so good. You can use your finger or a brush and you swipe it on and it creates such a beautiful base. For me, I am someone that always, without fail, starts out my eyeshadow look with an eyeshadow crayon. So the fact that this contains a cream base that I really like, that I would normally reach for as far as the shades go, it's perfect. And it's not like he's the first person to put creams in a palette, but they're usually either clear, they're like a somewhat of a skin tone concealer color of some sort, and it's fine because they make your eyeshadows pop more, but the shades here are how I would normally start my eyeshadow look, and that's why I love it so much. Okay, so a new bronzer I've been loving is from Mented Cosmetics, and I have the shade Beach Bum. I had it on in my last video, the Space & K Nordstrom TJ Maxx video. A lot of you guys seem to like my makeup there, and this is what I had on, as well as the Patrick Top palette. I have the bronzer on again today. It's just such a beautiful tone for me. It's a yellowy brown base, but the pigmentation, the application, the blendability is just all there. You get 10 grams of product. I think I got it off of Ulta for like half off. They were running a promotion, and I'm gonna give you a swatch. That's a swatch of the bronzer. The blush I have on, and one that I've been using a lot lately, is from Apu. It's the Juicy Pang Jelly Blusher in BE01. And I've had this kind of in my wish list, to buy list for a while, and I never picked it up. And then Cora DM'd me and was like, we were talking about blusher, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's time we try this now, since I'm actually into blush now. This doesn't look like a color that would necessarily like look amazing or show up great on me, but it does. It looks so beautiful. It is a jelly blush. Like if you press hard enough, you can get it to like create an indentation, but it's a little more substantial than that. So you can actually get your brush in there, and it doesn't really press the product into the pan. And it just gives this very beautiful, it's a kind of a cream blush. It dries down to a powder, and it's matte, and it looks so good. And that's a swatch of the blush. It's there, but not really there. But this is how I think blushes should be, at least my preference. It doesn't look like much swatch, but when you put it on the cheeks, it gives life, and it brings a lot of, I think I was gonna say energy, but that's like not. I don't know, my vocabulary has just like disappeared today. Anyway, I love it. A cream blush that dries down matte. The next two are cream blushes that don't dry down completely matte, but they dry down, and they're the Pixi On The Glow blushes. I have two shades to share with you. This one is Juicy, and this one is Fleur. I got these in PR, and there was also like a more magenta berry shade. It's like not really what I prefer. I think that would look better on like a cool tone skin tone. But these, when I was showing them to you, I remember like I couldn't remember if I had tried them or not, and I was like, but why would I get PR like that? I would assume is a new product, and how would I have tried it before? Then I remember it as I was trying these. I haven't had these ever before. The ones I tried were from Flower Beauty. They have a similar component, and that's why I thought I had tried them before. The Flower Beauty ones I don't like as much. The pigment is less, and it's a little more greasy. These actually dry down, and the pigment is excellent. I actually use them way more on my lips. So like if I'm touching up my makeup, instead of completely reapplying my lip, I'll just put one of these on, and they look so pretty. So this is Juicy, and this is Fleur. This actually gives me a very beautiful like nude pink lip if I was like trying to go for that, if I did like a really smoky eye. Okay, complexion wise, this is not new, but I'm sharing with you anyway. This has probably been in like every single favorites video this year, likely. The Traceless Soft Matte Foundation from Tom Ford. This is in 2.5. Like I've mentioned before, it's like a seasonal, all seasons foundation for me. It works in the winter, it works in the summer. I just absolutely love this. The coverage is like medium to medium full, depending on how you apply it. One that I've been loving a lot in the past couple weeks is the Mizone Snail Repair Intensive BB number 23. There's SPF PA 3+ here, and I just use this when I'm gonna be driving a lot, or if I'm gonna be out and about. Maybe not if I'm just really in the office, but I only tend to bring this out more in the summer. It's a slight, just ever so slightly dark for me. Like you can't even notice like in person, but I can tell based on how my other complexion products go on. This has really excellent lasting power. It stays on for a long time. If you just powder it, it just lasts a lot longer than a lot of other complexion products would for summer times. The last one is the Tarte Face Tape Foundation. Mine is in light medium sand. Obviously when this was first released, so much hate, so much controversy. There weren't enough shades, and there absolutely were not. But they did right their wrong, and we should give them credit for doing that, because for every brand that does right the wrong, or does actually come out with the initial release with the right amount of shades, there's tons of brands that do not. And even with the criticism, they still do not expand their shade range, whether it be for complexion or for very popular products that they offer. It's always this like fair, light, medium situation. And other people who have deeper skin tones, darker skin tones, it's like they try to use a product that is supposedly supposed to work for them, and it's just not going to. And then, you know, marketing and models, it's all misleading. Anyway, so this is an excellent foundation. I have it on today. I keep forgetting I have this. Like whenever I go through, I'm like, oh, what foundation am I gonna use? I think I skip over this sometimes because it is more full coverage. It has really beautiful full coverage. It doesn't look cakey. It has a natural finish, and it lasts in a way that's like, you know, the 8, 9 hour, 10 hour workday. Like this gets me through a day, and I appreciate it for that. Okay, powder wise, the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Y235 and the La Mer, I think this is number 2. No, the shade Light. These are in constant rotation. They've always been, and they're more so in rotation when it's hot out, right? But the newest one to my collection that I've been using surprisingly, it's the Hello Kitty Kathy doll is the name of the brand, and then it's the Oil Control Blur Packed. I bought this off of Yes Style because it was cute, and I'm like, if it happens to be good, then amazing, right? Because the compact here is very similar to the Eclipse powders that I really, really love. I have maybe had this, actually I've had this for like a good part of June. I go for this all the time, particularly in my T-zone, but if I set my whole face and I use like one of the foundations that I just showed you, my face lasts so long. I love it so much. It is a great oil controlling powder, and it does have some blurring elements, not as blurring as the Eclipse blur powders, but it's good enough for summer, right? You have to like give some, let some go, etc. There's like concessions we need to make here, but it's so nice, and I'm so happy that I can recommend this to you. I actually have a Yes Style and or K-Beauty video in the works. I haven't shared like a Yes Style haul for quite some time, and I have picked up a lot of stuff. On top of that, I think there's like a giveaway for it. So there's like this mystery box that I got that like I can unbox and share with you guys. So I'm like a little like, I'm not sure what's in it, so we'll see how that goes. But yes to this powder. The Rodial Banana Lowlighter, I have it down the nose, I have it on the heights of my cheekbones. I really like wonder if I should be just decluttering all of my highlighters, since I just reach for this all the time, and or other kind of cream highlighters. This is not even a cream highlighter, it's a complexion enhancer. You can use it under your eyes, on your face, etc. I do have the peach one coming in, and I am so excited. So excited, cannot wait. Okay, for the lips, I have on the Mented Peach Lip Pencil. I think Target was doing maybe 25% off beauty stuff. I do have a haul to share with you guys as far as this sale goes, and it's what I have on. I've been wearing it pretty often, even though I don't go for a bright lip this often. Maybe it's the summer and I'm like, give me that like bright, right? So this has excellent pigmentation, has excellent staying power, and then I put the NARS Orgasm Oil Infused Lip Tint on. Look how much I've used. Guys, I'm doing such a good job here. I love this so much. I use it so frequently. I love it because it tints, it's moisturizing, it wears off evenly. I do have the Extra Big Orgasm XL, what is it called? It's like a deeper pink, deeper, brighter pink, and it's just whatever they call it. Mega Orgasm, I don't know. Whatever it's called. This is the Makeup Forever Aqua Resist Smoky Eyeshadow in the shade Jungle. I have been adding this to my eye makeup on the lower lash line so frequently. Like today I don't. Today I have a purple on. Actually, I'll show it to you. This is Psychedelic Sister from Urban Decay, and this is what I have on my waterline right now. This was actually sent to me by Urban Decay. I have a little mini box of stuff that they sent over that I can share with you in like a later video, but this is something I used to have in my collection, and I'm just like quite excited to have it again because I have been so into purple and pink eyeshadow lately, not exhibited by what I have on today because I wanted to have the Patrick Ta palette on for you, but there's Jungle and that's Psychedelic Sister. If you have brown or hazel eyes, these colors look so good if you're trying to do a pop of color. The Clé de Peau concealers are back in rotation. I bring these out every summer because they're so good. So I use Buff, which is a slightly peachier tone in the inner corners to cancel out my darkness, and then I use Ochre all under the eyes, and I use the tiniest bit. I just dab my finger into it and like, you know, slowly blend it in. I don't even need to powder it. It looks so good. It doesn't crease on me. And I don't say that lightly because almost every concealer creases, right? But this one looks so good all the time. Like, yes, you have little tiny baby creases on the inner corner. We can't do anything about that. That's a given, but love so much. So budge proof, so beautiful under the eyes. Okay, the next thing is the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen, but this is in the shade Black. So I have this in like many shades. Ash brown, excellent for the brows if you want to use it in the brows. Do my brows look like not filled in very nicely today? Probably not. Actually, you know what? They look fine in person, but because this lighting is hitting me, you can see all the spaces where I don't have hair. Anyway, let me turn you on to this. Start buying the brow tint pens in a black or a dark brown and do your eyeliner, because you will get such a crisp wing. It will look so good, and draw on your lower lashes with it too. I have been really into this like fox eye, cat eye thing. Today, not a very good representation because I went really smoky for whatever reason, but I've often this month been doing a lot less shadow in this area and really focusing all the dark shadow up here, and it just looks so lifted, like whatever. You can look like, it can be sexy, but you can also look like not a nice person, which is also fine. I mean, I don't want to look that approachable out in public, you know, like the only place I need to look approachable is at work. I don't want to look approachable outside of that. Like, don't talk to me in public, you know? I don't know, I get uncomfortable. Okay, this is the Mykitco eye pencil or lip pencil sharpener. This used to just be something I kept in my travel bag because it's so compact. Not compact, actually. It's like a little larger than like a normal sharpener would be, but it's so lightweight, and it has only one size, so you can just sharpen a normal size pencil. You can't do a crayon or anything. And then your shavings come into here and you can just dump it out. So I always had just like, you know, a traditional sharpener on my vanity, and they're like kind of delicate and they're kind of messy, you know. So I just started putting this, you know, obviously we weren't traveling at all last year or like right now, but so I put this on my vanity. It is so good. I'm just gonna get another one for travel, depending on the price. Like, it's under 10 bucks, I'm pretty sure. You can get it off of like Beauty Bay. I think Beautylish carries Mykitco, and Mykitco also has like really nice makeup organization, whether you're like traveling or if you're a makeup artist. They have really great brushes. You just kind of have to find like what works for you, because as far as the brushes go, I've purchased a whole bunch and there's just like certain ones that I like a lot, but such a good sharpener. This next thing is something I picked up during the Amazon Prime days or whatever, like Amazon Prime days? Prime Day, but it was actually 2 days, so it's like Prime days. Anyway, I've seen this for such a long time, and it's the Revlon Volcanic Roller, and it has a volcanic stone, and if you just run it across your oily areas, it just takes away the shine and the oil. Now the caveat is that if you are particularly oily, you will have to take the ball out and like clean it up more often than someone who, like, I would say I'm like normal skin, that where my T-zone can get shiny, especially in the summer. So it's so good. It's just magic. You just roll it across. I love using this midday when I don't want to use the blotting paper. If I maybe get 2 of these, I think it'll be enough rotation where, no, I don't know. I don't know if I could get rid of blotting papers. There's many things I have gotten rid of, and I do, again, have a video planned for that. I have like this running list, but how to kind of go green with your beauty routine, there's just certain things you can do, because there's a lot of disposable things that we use that there actually are excellent green alternatives for. So I have a running list. I'm pretty sure once I get around like 10 items, then I'll probably do a video, but this is so good. It will probably decrease the amount of blotting papers I use, so that in itself is a win, right? The last 3 things are skincare. I figured, I don't know, usually I would do skincare first, but here we are. So the first thing is the AHC Essential Real Eye Cream for Face. This I saw on TikTok. All kinds of people were talking about it, like they are AHC partners and they have a code, etc., whatever. But I ended up picking mine up mine off of eBay. It was popularized, I think it was like a Korean, is she an actress? I think she's an actress or singer, one or the other. And she claims that this is what allows her to look the way she looks, and it just like, it sells out constantly. So I bought this and I used it on my entire face, and I'm telling you, you will love it. If you have sensitive skin, you'll love it. If you have normal skin, you'll love it. If you have skin, you will love this. Now, it's the eye cream for face. It is excellent on the face. I've used it day and night, and for like the summer months, it's been excellent. I don't know how it's gonna fare in the winter, so we will find out. As an eye cream, during the day, it's fine. Like, makeup looks really good on top of it. At night, when I apply it, by the time I wake up in the morning, it's like, it's dried out. Like, I don't have any residual product on my under eyes. My under eyes are ever so slightly drier than I would prefer. Like, it could mean that the product has absorbed, which is great, but I like waking up with a little, like, I like to feel the hydration under my eyes when I wake up, and this doesn't do it. So I know for sure this is not gonna work in the winter. However, during the day, currently, it works great under makeup. There is a newer version of it. There's a 2021 version. I believe the tube is, it's like a teal that gradients into like a yellowy gold, and I might pick it up. I saw it on, oh God, which one was it? Yummy Buy, that app that I get like Asian groceries and snacks from. They had it on there, and I believe there's like a promotion right now for 12% off. So I might pick the new one up too, because this is something that you could easily go through quickly. It's not that you don't get a lot of product. You get 30 mils of product, but it's a product that like you will reach for day and night, and therefore you will move through it quickly. It's so lovely to apply. It's lightweight. It blends in really easily. Your skin soaks it up, and I mean, I'll have to see if there's more effects if I use it longer, but I just love how it does everything I want a moisturizer to do, and it doesn't like F with my skin, you know what I mean? Love it. The next thing I want to turn you on to is the No. 7 Advanced Retinol 1.5 Complex Night Concentrate, and it has Matrixyl 3000 Plus. I don't even know how I came to want to purchase this product. I had it added into my Ulta like wish list or favorites, and when it went on sale, so this retails around $40, you know, at retail. I got mine for $19 after like promotions and stacking some codes or whatever, but oh, never mind. Now I remember, I got a sample of this from Ulta, like a little mini bottle, and I started using it and I was like, this is so good. And then I started reading reviews. I'm like, is it just me that thinks this is good? People in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. There was a lot of reviews by people in their 60s who said that they use this and they're like, it looks so good, or I've been using this for so long and I get compliments on my skin all the time. It is so good. If you want to try a retinol and you haven't, or if you are someone like me that uses a lot of different retinols and your skin has a level of tolerance for it, this is still so good. I've used this directly on my skin with a moisturizer on top, and I'll probably peel in a couple days. But when I use it more sparingly, as in like I'll put my moisturizer on and I'll just kind of dab it in certain areas, it does wonders. It's so good. It renews your skin, it refreshes your skin, and if you don't want the peeling or as much peeling, you can do, you know, the moisturizer first and then apply this. But this is such an excellent product. Another video I am working on that I have a running list for are drugstore and or affordable skincare that works, and I don't know what to call it because I don't want to say drugstore, because at $40 this is still kind of expensive, like in the grand scheme of like how much things cost. But for a retinol that works, that's great, that can be gentle, or that but can also be quite effective if you want those more extreme effects, it's so good. I highly recommend this to you. The last thing is from Dr. Zenovia. It's the Hyaluronic Acid and Peptides Serum. I show you guys a lot of stuff from Dr. Zenovia because they send me a lot of PR, and while I don't dislike any of the products, none of the products have necessarily wowed me. Their retinol is really good. Their retinol eye cream is also good, but it doesn't, I can only use it like in the summer. I can't use it. The eye cream itself is not moisturizing enough for me to use during the winter. So those two, the vitamin C toner is also quite good. But this I am so in love with. The hyaluronic acid in here, it feels so incredibly luxe and hydrating. And when you put it on, you're just like, I don't need to put anything else on. This is all I need. But because it has a hyaluronic acid, I do try to top it with a very lightweight moisturizer so it doesn't have the opposite effect. Oftentimes people use hyaluronic acids hearing about or reading about that they are so hydrating and your skin will be so plumped and nourished and moisturized, and then they're like, this is horrible, it dried out my skin. You need to lock in the hyaluronic acid, yeah? So use an oil, a moisturizer, anything to just lock it in so then you get the benefits that they are claiming. I know it's summer in the US now and you're like, oh, I don't need to be hydrated, but if you are in a place, your home, office, etc., where there's a lot of air conditioning happening, your skin will get dried out. And I think, oh, this is so good. I can't recommend this to you enough. I don't know if it's on the Sephora website, because when I checked a couple weeks ago, it wasn't, but it might be on her website, the Dr. Zenovia website, so I'll find it and I'll link it below for you. Okay, so those are the June favorites. I have so many videos that I have planned to be filmed first week of July, and hopefully we'll have a lot of good content out in that month. And everything will be linked below, and as well as like July 4th sales, like we mentioned earlier. So thank you for being here. I will see you in the next video.